Yo, it's your boy C-Have with the C-Have Experience coming to you live right after Summerslam. It is currently 11:10 my time, so Eastern Standard Time, and I'm coming to you with my live, immediate, hot off the press reactions of SummerSlam. Alright, let's get started. I'm going to try to keep this short. If I ramble, I ramble. I don't. Anywho, so we had so many storylines. Like, tonight should have been called SummerSlam. The plot thickens. I mean, we had turn after turn after turn after turn. We had Rhea getting turned on by Dom, and Rhea turned on by Dom and aligning with Liv. We had Damian Priest getting turned on by Finn Balor. We had Roman Reigns showing up and destroying Solo Sikoa. I mean, we had plot-thickening storylines all night. Whoo! Okay, so let's get into it. Rhea versus Liv. It was a hot opener. It was great. I really do think Rhea dislocated her shoulder. If you know, you know. I mean, I've seen it and how she was popping her shoulder back into place. I've popped this shoulder out of my place several times. You can do it by ramming it into something hard to pop it back into socket. It hurts. It hurts, but you can do it. I thought it was a decent match. I thought it could have been better, but it was a decent match. And then, of course, Dom. At first, I thought, he's doing the right thing. Telling Rhea, no, you can't win your title back this way. But then the betrayal happened. And I hate to say I saw it coming. I didn't want to see it was coming, but it happened. I mean, but in a latter sense, he made his daddy proud. He made Eddie happy. Eddie would have done it. He is a Guerrero after all. And then we had Braun Breaker and Sami Zayn. I mean, I knew Braun was winning that. I'm happy Braun won it. I like Braun. I think Braun Breaker's a fucking tank. I thought it was great. I thought it was a great match to establish his dominance, which needed to be done if it hasn't been done already. The U.S. title match, I am beyond happy LA Knight finally got his moment. Get that belt off Logan Paul. I mean, he only defended it, I think, like 3 times max. So I'm glad he got that off there and we got the title off of him. And LA Knight gets his moment, which he so royally needed. And then we had Bayley and Nia, and I thought for sure Bayley was going to retain and then Tiffany was going to cash in. But all heel tactics aside, I thought it was a great idea to have Tiffany come down and act like she was cashing in to distract Bayley so Nia can squash Bayley. Literally. I don't see that alliance lasting that long. I see Tiffany turning on her. Tiffany's going to cash in, and in my opinion, Tiffany's going to win that belt by the end of the year. You heard it here first. And then Damian and Gunther. In my honest opinion, I think that match was the match of the night. It was hard-hitting. It was brutal. I mean, Gunther got his chest chopped open. It was incredible. It was bomb after bomb after bomb. The storytelling those two did alone was great. And then, of course, Finn Balor reverting back to Prince Devitt, turning into his heel persona again, and turning on Damian. I mean, where the Judgment Day goes from here is, I don't know. I mean, it makes me want to watch Monday Night Raw because I want to see where these storylines are going. And before I forget, I know I forgot Punk, Drew, and Seth. That opened up multiple storylines I can go to. You got Seth, you got Drew picking up the win, which Drew needed it more than Punk, but I can see it becoming a triple threat match. I know Bad Blood's coming up in October, and the history of Bad Blood is they've always had a Hell in a Cell there, even all the way back to the In Your House days. So I'm almost willing to bet that there's going to be 2 Hell in a Cell matches. Probably Liv and Rhea in Punk and Drew. Maybe you can have Seth in there. A triple threat Hell in a Cell would be a crazy idea. I mean, they've done a 6-way in the Hell in a Cell before, so a triple threat should be interesting. But I also think that Seth Rollins being the referee, making it all about him, they kept referring to the 97 SummerSlam match between Undertaker and Bret Hart with Shawn Michaels as a special guest referee. I honestly thought that was the ending we were going to get. Somewhat about the same. Yeah. It was still a good match. It was a brawl. It was everything I wanted it to be. Seth in his crazy ass attire. You just love it. And then the main event. Now, I will personally go on record and say this. I was nervous. I was very nervous because I thought, what if they pulled the trigger? Because the only belt that didn't change hands tonight was Liv's. Like, what if they pulled the trigger and Cody's reign ends here? I know it's going to happen. I mean, I'm not expecting Cody Rhodes to go on a 3-year reign like he did with, like Roman did. I'm not expecting that. Got to rock the Cody shirt, obviously. But when he was talking to Arn, and Arn said that you got some friends coming, I thought there would be more. I thought there was going to be maybe Matt Cardona, because Cody's been referring to him a lot lately in interviews. But we got the return of the OTC, the original Tribal Chief. And honestly, I popped. Everyone popped. It was great. I loved seeing it. And then when he got in the ring, I was worried just a bit that he was going to hit Cody too. But then when he gave Cody the nod of respect, yeah, it's coming. I know The Rock's going to be back soon. I'm fully guessing from now until Mania that storyline's going to start writing itself. Overall, I thought it was a wild show. I thought it was great. I thought that it set up so many storylines that it made the pay-per-view even better, in my opinion. Because I didn't go in with a lot of expectations, and I'll be 100% honest with you all, fam. I stopped watching wrestling briefly after WrestleMania. I just didn't find it intriguing anymore. I reached that high at WrestleMania 40 that I'm like, okay, and I stopped watching. And then the past month, I've been slowly getting back into it. I've been watching more SmackDown, watching more Raw. NXT, I really need to get involved with too. I need to show those guys the proper respect that they deserve too. And then I was hooked. I was hooked to see what happened with Punk and Drew. And then I got on the side of Damian Priest. And I want to be 100% honest here. I've liked Damian Priest since I saw him in Ring of Honor when he was going by the name of Punishment Martinez. That's why I start laughing every time I hear when they say that Damian's dishing out the punishment of the Judgment Day. I thought that's a great nod to his previous ring name of Punishment Martinez. But he grew on me quite a bit. And Damian's now one of my new guys. And it sucks. It sucks that he lost the belt. But I could see him getting him back. Maybe WrestleMania, maybe Royal Rumble. But overall, with that storyline being woven with possibly New Judgment Day, I think that there's so many compelling storylines on the Raw side now that Raw has stuff going forward. I do think that with SmackDown, you do have the Bloodline story taking off now that the OTC, the original Tribal Chief, aka Roman Reigns, is back. That Bloodline story is just going to get even crazier. Now that Roman and Cody are on the same show, it's going to be interesting to see how they react with each other. They interact with each other. But overall, I do see storylines on SmackDown being woven as well. You got Nia and Tiffany. Tiffany always there with that briefcase, so that's going to be there. And I'm almost willing to bet that Friday or soon, Charlotte's coming back, because they put a lot of emphasis on Nia Jax being the queen in the ring, which I get it, she won it. And honestly, speaking about that, my brother brought up an excellent point that they put so much emphasis on Nia being the queen of the ring, and I understand she won, but we all know that there's only one true queen in the WWE, and that's Charlotte. And no one's heard Charlotte since she blew out her ACL. So I'm almost thinking that she's going to come back and say, hey, I'm the real queen of the WWE. Bow to your queen. Respect your queen. And go from there. So I'm waiting to see that. But overall, I would give, out of 10, SummerSlam tonight a solid 8.5. I enjoyed it. Had its great moments. Had its okay moments. But overall, I thought it was a great show. So leave your comments below. I'm still new to this, doing YouTube content. I'm still new. Like I said, I'm trying everything out here. I hope my view's okay. I'm going to try to do different spots in my living room or different spots in the house. Maybe have a better view that way. Just like I said, just leave me some comments if you watch this. Anything helps. So, all right, have a good night.